watching Sonic Speed 2018.
Alright, hey guys, we're back.
Hi everybody. So, something a lot of younger people might not realize, there is two versions of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And by two versions, I don't mean released on two different systems, I mean two completely different games. So, the game I'm running is actually the original Sonic 2. We're going to 8-bit, we're going Master System, something that a lot of people don't see too often, in part because this is arguably one of the least run Sonic games. Sometimes for good reason. We're going to be playing the Master System version, not the Game Gear, because yeah, that sums that up. That's about all I have to say. I am playing the PAL version because I care about my in-game time. Forget RTA, this is Sonic, y'all know how it goes. So if Paulie's ready, I can do a countdown.
Yep.
Alright, let's do this in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so starting off with Underground. For once, not a green zone, something we're used to. You'll see that later on in there. First thing you're going to notice is there's a bunch of lag. You get to deal with this in a couple stages, but it's overall not too bad. Another thing going to notice is no spin dashing. This game was pre-Spin Dash. I believe this is actually the last game pre-Spin Dash. Oh, by the way, 17 seconds. It's a decent time. I apologize for what you have to hear now. 300,000 points. Enjoy the score countdown. Well, you know, yeah, sure, you could be the one to say good luck. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoy that sound. You're going to be hearing that quite a lot. Now, we are doing best ending, so what this means is we'll be collecting all 6 of the Chaos Emeralds and unlock the final stage and the final boss. The Emeralds aren't really too difficult to get in this category. There's one that can give me issues, although I say that, I haven't had an issue with it in a while. I'll totally jinx it. And I actually wanted to jump over that minecart, but sometimes it doesn't happen. And my catch just chose a bad time to start fighting. Whatever. But yeah, I touched on spin dashing earlier. No spin dash, so we're doing roll jumping. That is the fastest form of movement in this game, as well as utilizing slopes to our advantage. So you'll be seeing some of that. Now, if you owned or watched the Game Gear version at any point in your lifetime, you will know this next boss very well. It is the Ant Lion. And it is a nightmare and pretty much the true final boss. You blinked, I did not skip Act 1. This run is actually glitchless, really. See how on Game Gear, this is pretty much a true final boss? Well, it turns out it's a little bit different on the Master System. In part because you get fixed attacks, and also in part because, well, we can actually see what's going on around us. Can't see that in Game Gear. To answer a question in chat, Madtaz's run has been swapped with mine. So, this is the Ant Lion. This is Revenge the game. You could literally do this blindfolded and with one hand. Yeah. Although we did find out recently, and I had suspected this for a bit, but it's been proven now, that on Game Gear, it's not... There is RNG involved, but it's not a random pattern. So I can sit there and figure out the pattern and, you know, just use that and get through on a Game Gear, but we're not doing that right now. So, that was Underground. I jumped a little soon. 56, that's still normal time. Not gonna complain. And we're going on to Sky High. Yeah, this game is much easier on Master System. If anyone wants to play this casually or speedrun, I always recommend Master System. It's a lot more fun and a lot easier. So, on to Sky High. This is actually going to introduce a new mechanic, the hang glider. And we could actually skip the hang glider in this level by doing a really tight jump. I'm not going to do that. because if you miss, you fall all the way down to the bottom, and I have not really been practicing it. It only saves a couple seconds. Now, if you were like me as a kid and struggled with this, it turns out you just have to tap left every once in a while. Yeah, that's all there was to it, tap left. I'm the kind of person that liked to hold right, and I would just sink to the bottom, couldn't figure out why. Turns out it's easy. Yeah, I had the Game Gear version as a kid, which is actually why I started speedrunning this, was because I could never do it as a kid. And then I found the Master System version. So time for Emerald number 2, and this is actually probably the trickiest one on the run. If I miss, I take an intentional death. And we're good. Just had to be sure to hit that cloud. And didn't want to take the bottom. Yes! Okay. So a 14, that's really good. You can get a 13 in both any percent and best ending for this stage, even though it's different routes. So that was probably one of the hardest part. Yeah, I didn't go for the skip. I could have, but yeah. Do I really want to fall all the way down to the bottom? So Sky High 3 boss. This is when the bosses start to get a little bit tricky. There's a couple that can throw curveballs at you. This one's not too bad if you know what to do, but to a newer runner, it can be quite a pain. And also one of the few stages I need to remember not to jump at the very beginning. So, phase 1. It didn't go perfect, so I'm actually going to take it safe here and do a backup. This is another boss that's different on Game Gear. You can kind of lock this guy out of attacking on SMS, but on Game Gear he'll go off the screen to the left, and you have to do casual strats and dodge his fireballs. So it looked really easy there, but it's not really that simple, not too bad. This is the Master System version. I was not feeling suicidal today. And now off to Aqua Lake. And I always like to point out, fun fact about this game, the music for Aqua Lake Zone is the only music in this game to have been remixed on OC Remix. Pretty good mix, I highly recommend checking it out if you like that kind of stuff. Not really too much to stage 1. You did notice we kind of walked over water, fun feature of this game. And a little bit of swag ending. That is actually the fastest way to end the stage. But yeah, as long as you're rolling, you'll roll across the water. When I first saw it in the video, I thought, oh man, this is going to be tricky to do. No, it's what you're meant to do. It just happens. Now, Aqua Lake 2 is probably one of my favorite in this run, which is funny because on Game Gear it's one of my least favorite because the physics are completely different. And I think I like it so much you actually get to go through the stage. You know, it's not over in 20 seconds. So this also introduces a mechanic, keep in mind for later, false floors / walls, and also these little mazes. So I have a visual cue here I'm waiting for. Right there, press right, you'll bounce off this enemy, make it for the spikes every time. Otherwise there's an invincibility box on the left side I would take. But I can't remember the last time I missed that on this version. And also, you get these fun things, which made an appearance in Sonic Mania. Not the only throwback to this game, although I believe this also makes an appearance in other older Sonic games. You can actually control that bubble, left and right, as well as up and down to speed up or slow down. So during that entire sequence I was holding up. Gotta be careful, there's a fake floor there to the left, you don't want to fall down. Holding up, and holding down, because you gotta make it through this spike. And now a little bit of lag reduction. Gotta take out these enemies on the way. This is another level which deals with some lag. I'll be alright. So, fun fact, at the top left here, and you will catch a glimpse of it, you'll see Speed Shoes. We're not going to get it, and this is the only appearance of Speed Shoes in Sonic 2 8-bit. And boy, do I mean only appearance, because it's not actually in the Game Gear version. It's replaced by a 10-ring box, despite the fact the box says there are Speed Shoes in it. There aren't. Don't forget the emerald, very important, and I'm actually going to roll back into here. And that'll help us exiting the pipe to clear over a gap that if we fall down, it's going to take us like an extra minute to get up. There we go. So pretty decent stage, not going to complain. Yeah, I was amazed they put throwbacks to Sonic 2. That was my favorite part of Mania, I think. Well, that and, you know, the Mean Bean Machine. So on to the boss. Not too bad of a boss. Another one that's... Well, really all of them are trickier in Game Gear. Because this one actually has an extra attack you can do. But in Master System, it's pretty simple. I say shouldn't have an issue, but you know how that goes. So we're going to wait, and jump on his head, and do that and hope we don't get hit. And we gotta do this for 6 hits. Keep that in mind. So far, the bosses have all taken 6 hits. You do want to be careful not to get too close to him, as you can land inside of his hitbox and, you know, get insta-killed. For obvious reasons, that's bad. So this marks the halfway point through the normal game if we were doing any percent. But again, we're doing best ending. I do prefer best ending just because you get to see more of the game, and it doesn't change the main part of the game that much. I mean, you go out of your way a bit for the emeralds, but it's nothing too crazy, nothing too bad. Also, something I didn't mention before, on these score countdown screens, I am holding a button to make it speed up. If you don't, it will take even longer. Hey, we're on the Green Hills, not to be confused with Green Hill. So enjoy Toot Toot Sonic Warrior here. Well, I do a lot of roll jumps to get through the stage. And if you made it this far, congratulations, the developers took pity on you. This is a decent extra life farm. Yeah, that was a little awkward, jumped early. There are... Whoops. That's not what I do. That's fine. There we go. There's 3 on this route I get, and we'll actually be passing a 4th right up there, up top. No reason to get it, though. I don't need them. The Chaos Emeralds do give you continues as well, so if you went through all your lives, you would have some continues. Not gonna be a problem for us. And on to Green Hills 2. Kind of a tricky opening to nail down. Let's see if I have any issues. Got it. Alright, it's a really tight window to make that jump there. And we're going to hold left to bounce off of that. And now we gotta go get our emerald, which is conveniently on the way. It's one of the easier ones to get. I say that and I frequently miss it. But if you miss it, you know, you can go back. There it is. It's not too bad. Now, Green Hills 3 is where this game really starts to get interesting. And if you've never played this game before and you got this far, this is where you're likely to game over coming up before you even get to the boss. This entire zone, there's a couple springs in it. Everything else is spikes. Just 99% of this is a spike pit. So, I actually take it a little safe through the beginning. I take 4 springs through the first half. You can do it in 3. I just never bothered learning it. That was the first half. And you're seeing all the springs in this half. This is literally it. Everything else is spikes. And now on to one of the few parts of RNG. This boss. So we'll see how it goes. And there's also a high chance of death. Alright, so far this is good. So far this is great. Perfect. So, in each of those cycles, you can get either 1 or 2 hits in, depending on the attack he does. So I got perfect RNG there. Fun fact, in Game Gear, you might think he'll be doing the same attacks, but if he leaps over the top of the screen, he will actually come back across to the right side if he started from the right. And that has killed me so many times because I wasn't prepared for it. Yes, as Saz says, there's a continue monitor. We probably won't be seeing that unless I mess up. It's Pinwheel Time. Unlike Sonic 3 Knuckles, these ones aren't really broken. I say that, yet actually in this version of the game, it is possible for them to lose their hitbox or collision detection, and you're soft locked, which is why in some versions there's a spring at the bottom. So now, crud. There we go. I took the invincibility box. You can do what I'm about to do without it, but it's a much tighter window. Oh god. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Hope y'all are prepared for a death, because it's coming. Couldn't do Deathless. So unfortunately I was a bit slow on the climb there. I knew it was probably going to happen. It's unfortunate, but it happens. So you can do that without the invincibility and make it across there. You're meant to go all the way to the bottom right of the screen and take a minecart through the spikes, climb the screen, blah blah blah. It's a long path. We're not doing that. Honestly, we probably didn't lose much time compared to that path. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. Nah, not poor luck. That was just... There we go. So yeah, we skip half the stage doing this. There we go. That's what it's meant to look like with invincibility. Hopefully it's the only death of the run, but... never know. Yeah, I missed it by that much. If I was better at the strat without the invincibility, I probably would have known when to jump there, but... Again, oh well. So Gimmick Mountain 2, again, gotta get the Chaos Emerald. I stink at the beginning of this stage. That's why I grabbed the rings. So, another fake wall. Gotta remember they exist, because this is a hidden emerald. So there's a good chance people never found it as a kid if they didn't think to check that. There's the emerald. That is the last one you'll be collecting in a level like that. And now trying to avoid all these spikes. Not as easy as it looks. That was pretty good, actually. And now I want to hang on the top of this level. That's not a big deal, hitting that. If you fall down here, it is a time loss, but you can recover. That's unfortunate, because I was at the end of that section. So you can just climb up here. So again, a time loss, but it's not really run over. And that was unfortunate. Also, I lost controls. And I jumped there because there's a false wall to the right that way too often I have been pushed through with no choice in the matter. And Gimmick Mountain 3 coming up. The first part of the stage sucks. You're just riding a moving platform through the whole thing, and you don't want to let it out of your sight because it will despawn. Whoops, forgot to hold the button there. And then you finally get to the boss, which I do save strats on, because after all that, I don't want to die and lose a run. If you happen to have any donations, that would be a great time. And if you don't have any donations, then people need to get on to donating.
I agree.
And keep in mind, there are still bid wars out there. I know Sonic CD has another soundtrack bid war. What I last heard was that
Sonic and Blaze bid war too.
Okay,
And
but
Blaze is winning.
and what I heard for CD was JP was winning 10-0. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Even though I'm a fan of Japanese, it would be nice to see a bit of a change of pace. And it might screw with Madtaz and his audio cues, so just saying, donate for US. Make him suffer a little bit.
Also, if we get to 2 grand, I'm doing 8 hours of extra runs by myself.
Enjoy. So you can do a fast strat and just roll into the snout and get hits that way. I am not consistent at it, and after 40 seconds of going through the level, you don't want to die here. So I just take the approximate 10-second time loss. One day you won't see me do that. Now this is actually a little bit harder than it looks, because you have to dodge both his spikes and the falling rocks. Took me a while to get used to the timing. There we go. Yeah, it's input eater. This game isn't that bad. There's a certain stages where it stinks, but you learn to get used to it. And because I have 2 jump buttons, I kind of hit them about the same time, but not quite, trying to hit them a frame apart. So, next up is Scrambled Egg. Some more great music. And also the last part of the main game. So if you're playing any percent, this will be your last 3 acts. And Scrambled Egg 1 is, I think, one of my favorite. It's a maze level. Whoops. You need to know the path out, or you'll get dumped back to the beginning. I promise I speak English. So, fortunately, I happen to know the way out. I actually screwed this up in practice, and I'm not sure how. Fortunately, I went a lot better this time. There is a minor skip we'll do at the end. There's actually an even smaller skip I could do. It saves, I believe, a second. But more often than not, I miss it, and if you miss it, it's death. It's not worth it to me. This is not some kind of hack. This is Sonic the Hedgehog 2 8-bit. This is from the Sega Master System. So right here, long spike pit, and we're going to use this to our advantage. You see that platform going to the left or the right? Surprise! It's here. Now I could jump through that tube and land on this platform, spawning in right here, and jump into here, but it's a very tight window, and as I said, I don't want to take a death. And this one, you need to know the path through again. Fortunately, it's never changing. And there we go. That was Scrambled Egg 1. It is actually older than Sonic 2 on Genesis. This one did come out first. So this stage has a major skip in it that I have not learned because it's actually really tricky. So I'm going to take a safer path through. I don't know, maybe cost me 5 to 10 seconds, somewhere between there. But I can actually do this one. Don't want to fall back down that hole. There we go. So we're going to take the top path. Basically, what the other path is getting hit by one of those exploding bombs into the tube in an unintended way. And then fitting through that gap the platform just came through. There's another one of them. You actually jump through it. Very tight to make. So this one's a little bit deceiving. You actually have to make a circle through that, or this platform will not be there to catch you, and you will fall to your death. And another damage boost there, and we're at the end of this level. Not too bad, I certainly wouldn't complain about that. Scrambled Egg 3 is the final boss of the main part of the game. And he's actually pretty simple. I think I've died to him one time. I say that, and so we'll see how it goes. So first we gotta get through a spring maze all the way to the top. Gotta try and skip a platform here. Perfect. It's actually a tight window to get that, and it skips a spring, so it saves a little bit of time. And on to that other Mania flashback, shout-out, whatever you want to call it. It is Silver Sonic. It's actually pretty simple to beat. Even as a beginner, you could beat him no problem. I could have had an extra hit in there if I wasn't bad. And one more hit. Yeah, by the way, the last half of the game, the bosses needed 8 hits to kill instead of 6. And you couldn't see it there, but he actually dropped the 6th Chaos Emerald, which unlocks Crystal Egg Zone, which is the final 3 acts in the best ending run. And I always breathe a sigh of relief when I see that, because I'm always afraid I somehow missed one. And I didn't actually want to fall down. Alright, so, bottom path. Long spike pit. That's alright. Oh, nope, never mind. We're not at the bottom yet. Okay, we avoided long spike pit. There is a long spike pit at the bottom. It's really easy to get caught in it, especially if you don't know this level too well. But even if you get caught in it, it's really simple. Just keep holding right and grab the rings that are bouncing off you. It's not that much slower. Next one, Crystal Egg 2. Probably my favorite level on the best ending run. I just really like how it looks, how it feels, and, you know, it's not a simple go right. You're actually climbing the level, going right to left a couple different times. Another level I won't jump at the very beginning, because that ramp loves to eat my inputs. Ooh, bonk! Didn't mean to do that. And coming up at the end, you might be seeing that continue monitor. I don't need it, but hopefully we won't see it, because I try and take a different path. So, now we get moving pinwheels. Lovely, right? Yeah, they are horrible. And we're also kind of hidden. You see me jumping, I'm jumping over gaps. And... okay, made it. Really tight window to get that. And with this level, we are coming up on the final boss of the run. Now, the final boss is going to look really simple if I do it right. Hey, there's the continue monitor. Didn't want to take that path. If I do this boss properly, he will never attack. I will lock him out. But it requires pretty much 10 frame perfect hits. If I don't get them, I'm just probably going to take an intentional death and start it over. So I'm going to be focusing for this. Time will be coming up not long after the last hit. Hopefully I get it first try. We'll see. Here we go. Nope. Alright. So unfortunately I hit my jump buttons too early and just didn't get a jump. And it is faster to just go ahead and die there and try it again than doing the fight normal. Because it is a very long fight. Ah. And this boss takes 10 hits. Because, you know, consistency in this game. Funny enough, I feel like this is easier in NTSC, even though it moves faster. Man, get your jump off, Sonic, please. Good thing we have some lives. Yeah, this boss, it's funny. In a run on PB pace that hasn't been in a marathon, I have yet to fail it. My marathon runs, I have yet to get it first try. I lost it. Yep. You know what? 8 hits. I'm gonna go ahead and see how it looks if I do this normal. Don't know how this is going to work out. Ooh! And get ready on time. And time. I should not have had that. NTSC is a thing. Like, for instance, I'll take it. I actually have this on Wii VC. And because I'm NTSC, it plays in NTSC. And yeah, the in-game timer still runs. We're not quite sure why. Even Sonic's not exactly sure, as you can see. Right about now? Yeah, he's not sure. And that was Sonic the Hedgehog 2 8-bit. Again, that was the Master System version. Much better in Game Gear. And we get the good ending. Tails is here with us. He's saved. If you've ever seen the ending of this for any percent, at the very end, Sonic just looks up in the sky and there's, you know, Tails' face made of stars, like he's dead. In this ending, you get both Sonic and Tails. So pretty nice. This actually, it is a fun game to play. I wish more people would play it. I think people are scared of it because of the Game Gear version, but Master System isn't bad. It's fun, it's relaxing, I enjoy it. But on that note, that is all I've got. I believe is coming up next the other Sonic 2.
Yep.
So if you're still thinking to yourself, no, this isn't my thing. I like Sonic 2, just not this one. We got the Genesis version coming up next, played by Alec. It'll be an amazing run. So be sure to stay here and get your donations into those bid wars they still got going.